Hello and welcome to another episode of Shadow Booth Gaming. Today we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 favourite games. So let's kick it off with number 10. Number 10. Okay, so in at number 10 is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. First of all, may I just say, what a game. This is just one of those games that I could not stop playing. I did play the other Assassin's Creed games, but I just couldn't really get into them as much as I got into this game. I think what I really enjoyed about it, the main thing that I really enjoyed, was being able to plunder other ships for resources. Another thing was gaining new crew members. You could find them in villages, you could hire them, or you could save people that were drowning in the water, and you could get them on board to help you. Also, you could choose whether to let people go on a ship or, obviously kill them. There was just so many good things to see in this game, such as finding treasures on remote islands, accepting bounties. There's just so much to do, and of course upgrading your ship to be more stronger. So if you've not played this game and you're an Assassin's Creed fan, I would highly recommend it. I definitely think this game is it's really good. Number 9. So in at number 9 we have a great game by Rocksteady Studios. Batman Arkham Asylum was the first proper 3D world Batman game. Arkham City, which came later, was more open, I guess, more of a 3D world, considering you could go further without just being confined to the limits of Arkham Asylum. I had played a 3D Batman game before this, that was Batman Begins, which was an okay game, I guess, but nothing on this. And for me, it's my favourite out of the Arkham series. I've played all the other ones. Arkham City I really enjoyed. Arkham Origins was okay, and Arkham Knight was good, I guess, but for me, it was all about Arkham Asylum. What I loved about this game was you could do detective work. You had to solve certain puzzles, and it was the first in the series to introduce the Riddler challenges. So you'd have to solve riddles, you'd have to find trophies. It was just something else to give that replay value. So that was always a plus for me, and the fact that you could do challenges, like not being seen by the enemy, getting around them, taking them all out. So for me, this was worthy of the number 9 spot. So if you've never played this or any of the other ones, I suggest starting with this, or if you'd prefer to play it more of a storyline way, probably go with Origins than this, because Origins focuses on the birth of Batman. So yeah, this was an easy decision for me. Number 8. Okay, so in at number 8 is by far my favourite Bethesda game of all time. This is The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. So a lot of you are probably going to say, oh wow, I can't believe he picked Skyrim out of all the other great Bethesda games. Okay, let me just clear this up. I've tried the other Elder Scrolls, and yes, I do enjoy them, but for me Skyrim was just the absolute best that I could hope for. When I first played this game, I was a little sceptical because I'd never tried any of the other Bethesda games like Fallout or Skyrim, or the Elder Scrolls, anything like that. But when I started playing it, I was actually incredibly surprised by how much I enjoyed it. I ended up playing about 7 hours straight, until my friend, was like, seriously, dude, you just have to get off this now, because this is how it happened to me. So I ended up getting the game, and I could not stop. Later on, I tried other games. I tried Fallout 3, which I enjoyed, but I ended up liking Fallout 4 more, I guess, which I know I'm probably going to get hate for that as well. But again, this game just has so many quests and just so much to do in it, like harvesting stuff, making potions, it's just so good. And I love the fact that you can change within third person and first person. So Skyrim for me was a definite must on this list, because again, it's just one of those games that I could not stop playing. I just enjoyed it immensely. So yeah, Skyrim, love it. Bethesda, great job. The video that you're seeing here is actually from the special edition, which I did receive free, because I already owned the standard, but with all the DLC, so I was able to keep that. So yeah, it was great. Number 7. Okay, so in at number 7 is my all-time favourite game of the Resident Evil series, and that is Resident Evil 4. Now, I know there have been some other great Resident Evil games, I'm not denying that, 2 being one of my other favourites, and it was for many years, but as soon as I played this game, I knew I was going to enjoy it, and I just had to complete it as soon as I could. In one playthrough, I got all the treasure, and I made sure I just had it all nice and set up so that I didn't sell it straight away. I waited to get certain pieces that would make it more valuable. In this recording I did for this, I did fuck up a bit because I accidentally, I shot the plank to drop the pearl pendant, but then I stupidly reopened the bottom, so the pendant then fell into the water, which the dirty water, so that makes it less valuable in this game, which I can understand would work in real life, because you know, if you've got a shiny brand new item, people are going to pay more. If you've got a dirty item that's still valuable, they're not going to pay as much. But yeah, this game, it was just it was one of those games that really kept you in suspense, and it was the first Resident Evil game that didn't have zombies. They were more plagued people sort of thing, and the storyline of this game was Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 2 had to go in and save the president's daughter from this weird cult sort of thing, and along the way you end up fighting some fucked up creatures. You fight a guy with a sack on his head, Dr. Salvador, who's got a chainsaw, who's a bitch to kill. You fight fucking trolls, you fight all sorts in this game, and it's also one of those games for quick time reactions, so any of you not liking quick time reactions, steer clear of this game, because there is a fucking lot of them in this game. But again, Resident Evil 4, if you love Resident Evil and you haven't played this game, what the hell are you doing? This game's amazing, play it as soon as possible. Number 6. Okay, so in at number 6 is my personal all-time favourite Mario game. This is Super Mario World for the SNES. I think it was released 91, 92, and I remember watching, I think it was my dad, I remember watching him play this when I was a bit older, and it was the first Mario game, I believe, to have Yoshi in it as well. So this, for me, was just so cool. It was just this was by far, like I say, the greatest Mario game ever, in my opinion. I have this on my 3DS. I got the new 3DS XL because I had to have SNES games on this. So this one was on the 3DS. I got this off the Virtual Console, and the next game we'll be taking a look at is also on the Virtual Console. All I can really say about this game is it's just amazing, and what I loved about it was the hidden exits you could take to get to new areas of the game, and it was incredibly challenging, which a lot of new games today aren't very challenging. They're sort of just incredibly easy. I still suck at this game today, as you can see by this playing that I recorded, but you know, again, it's just one hell of a game. So if you've never played Super Mario World, which if you're a Super Mario fan, I highly doubt, definitely play this game, because it's the best, it really is. Number 5. Okay, so in at number 5 is one of the I love this game so much. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. So in the Super Mario bit, I told you that I had another game on my new 3DS XL, and this was the other game. When I found out that this was actually coming to the 3DS XL on Virtual Console, I had to get a new 3DS XL. I wanted one anyway because a lot of new games are only going to be playable on the new 3DS XL. Not all of them will be, but there are some, and Xenoblade Chronicles was on the new 3DS, and I've never played it. I've heard great things, so I had to get it. So yeah, I did. Okay, so with this game, the major thing for me was nostalgia, playing it again to record this. Bonus games, I love trying to get all the coins, just trying to get as much as you can in this game to 100% it. Also, I don't know if many people know this, but actually at the end of the game, buy a pair of bins. This was during the Sega Nintendo war, before Nintendo bought Sega. In the end of the game, you see Sonic shoots by a pair of bins. Yeah, so look that up if you've never seen it. Just look up Sonic Shoes by Bins Donkey Kong Country 2. So yeah, this game, absolutely love it. If you've not played Donkey Kong Country 2, then you are in for a treat. When Donkey Kong Country Returns came out, I played that on the Wii. I ended up getting it on 3DS because it really had that feel to a Donkey Kong Country game. So yeah, I've played Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 3, but this was by far the best Donkey Kong Country game I've ever played. So again, if you've not played this, just play it. And where have you been? This game's been out for years. It's so good. And listen to that tune. It's funky as fuck. Number 4. So in at number 4 is one of my all-time favourite games of the Sonic series. It is Sonic Adventure. Originally, this game came out for the Sega Dreamcast. It then came out on the GameCube, Sonic Adventure DX it was called, which was the director's cut, which introduced Game Gear games if you collected a certain amount of emblems from each level, or finding them in areas. One thing I must say about this game is it had such a great soundtrack. That was one thing about Sonic games. A lot of them, the games just had an amazing soundtrack that could... they just had to be owned. I mean, I had to get the soundtrack for this because it really did take me back. And when I was younger, I was going through a bit of stressful time and everything. I used to feel down quite a lot. So this game was one of those games that would always cheer me up. I completed it so many times. Can't actually keep count of how many times I've played it. I know there's a lot of haters of this game. A lot of people say that this was one of the worst Sonic games, which I can't really understand how they could hate it so much. I mean, yeah, okay, Big's levels in this game were a bit naff. Amy's levels, I did enjoy Knuckles' levels, like finding the pieces of the Master Emeralds. I used to try and beat my time on each level. You know, did alright, but yeah, Sonic Adventure definitely earned a place in my top 10 list. Number 3. Okay, so in at number 3 is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Okay, so I know this really only counts as one game, but I decided to add it in anyway. So this was, I guess, the first game that really introduced DLC, because with Sonic and Knuckles on the cartridge, you could flip the little lid up and you could stick Sonic 2 in or Sonic 3. If you stuck Sonic 1 in it and pressed a load of buttons together, it would enter you into this part, which is the Blue Sphere game, which would get you Chaos Emeralds. Not a lot of people knew that, but if you own the original cartridge of Sonic 1 and Sonic and Knuckles, try it out, because I just decided to do it on a whim. This was way before I bothered checking the internet, or really when the internet was good enough, or even had Google and stuff, I guess. So yeah, I tried it just for fun and ended up finding out it had blue spheres on it. So yeah, this was my all-time favourite Mega Drive Sonic game, because Sonic 3 I liked, Sonic and Knuckles I really liked, but the fact that you could play both together to make the game longer and then get the Super Chaos Emeralds and then become Hyper Sonic, I mean, what was not to love about that? And it, like I say, it was probably the first DLC ever made, if I'm correct. I'm not too sure, I'll have to look that one up. But yeah, this game is just the top of the Sonic 2D games list. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me, they'll say Sonic 2 was the best, but yeah, for me this had to be at number 3 on my list. Number 2. Okay, so in number 2 we have Bioshock. The first time I played this game was on the Xbox 360, and this will remain my all-time favourite Xbox 360 game. I know it was released on the PS3, but I didn't really own a PS3 till later, because the choice was an Xbox 360 or PS3, and I decided to go with the Xbox 360. So yeah, let's talk through this game. So the storyline is you're on an airplane that crashes in the middle of the ocean. and you end up coming across these stairs that lead into this underwater city known as Rapture, that was created by a man named Andrew Ryan. So basically what you've got to do is just go through the game and try and figure out what to do, and you come across this guy who starts talking you through stuff, and he gets you to help him and he'll help you in return. There's these people in this place, and they're known as like splicers. Basically they're sort of drug addicts for this thing called Adam, which is like this stuff that you inject and it gives you powers. So through the game you come across these big robots and these little girls known as little sisters. Now you can choose to harvest them or save them, I guess. And what you do, if you harvest or save them, either way you get Adam, so that you can upgrade the effects that you have. But yeah, this game, at first, when I first played it freaked me out a bit because it's just so weird, all these different creatures and stuff. But it's also such a great game. I'm playing the remastered edition that I received free on Steam because at the original games, this game had so many damn problems when everyone was trying to play the remastered version. It still has some problems. I had to play the game in window mode just to get a decent recording, because when I tried it in full screen, all the graphics were glitching, the textures were just all over the place, and I just could not get it to work. So people are still having problems, so I'm hoping they release a patch soon, because it's sort of putting me off playing the game. But I wanted to record it for my top 10 favourite games list. If you've never played Bioshock, definitely play this. The second one I kind of liked. Infinite I did enjoy, but yeah, this was definitely the best of the three in my opinion. So yeah, okay, it's time to move on to number one on the list. So here we are, we have finally reached number one on the list. So let's take a look at it, guys. So here we have it, guys. In number one is the one and only Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation. And this was the first RPG game that I really played, and this got me into a lot of other RPG games. So if it wasn't for this game, I probably wouldn't even like a lot of RPGs. Well, I would, but not until a later date. So yeah, I'm not even at the Temple of Ancients on this point, and I've already leveled up most of my characters in the 60s region. Basically, I found an area in Junon where you can set off an alarm and these robots start attacking you, and they give a lot of experience points, and they're also really easy to boost your ability points for your materia. I've only completed this game once, which is shocking, I know, because seeing this is so high on the list, well, it's the number one spot. But it was the first RPG game I completed. I got this game when I was 7 and never really sort of got into it back then. But at a later date, everyone was talking about this game, and I thought I'd see what the fuss was about, and I can see what they meant when they said this was such a fantastic game. The soundtrack alone is just beautiful, and it's sparked so many remakes, such as the Overclock remix, and those guys do a fantastic job. They've done so well on remixing the soundtrack. I cannot wait for the remake. I lost my shit when I found out they were remaking this for the PS4. I do love a lot of other Final Fantasy games. I love 10. I think 10's brilliant. I really enjoyed 12. So they're definitely on my 3 favourite Final Fantasy games list. This is the area in Junon. If you go to this guy, you pay him 10 gil to then go up into the lift. You can't do this until, I'm trying to think what the point was, where you can get back on the boat to go back to Junon. But yeah, if you want to level up quickly, this is definitely the best place to level up, because like I say, it really helps boost your ability points for your materia if you want to level up your materia, and it gives really good experience points. I went through so much hassle to restore my save file because Steam was playing up, because I haven't played this game in a while, so my Steam was playing up the save file, but I did manage to sort it out in the end using a program which really helped me out to restore it. If anyone else is having that problem, the program is called Black Chocobo, and it's a save file editor. It does allow you to also like edit your HP and what moves you have, but I didn't use that because I don't see the point in cheating. I might do it on another save file when I've completed this, just for laugh. This is the area I told you about with the alarm. So yeah, you just sort of run around and wait for an enemy to attack, like so. And yeah, so you just attack the enemy, you do what you need to do, and you end up getting experience points quite a lot and some really good ability points, which you'll see here. So just for that one robot you get 900 experience points, 80 ability points, and that's just for the one robot. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII, definitely worthy of the #1 list. So yeah. Okay, well that's it guys. Thank you so much for joining me on my top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Feel free to leave some comments down below, like and subscribe, and also leave what your top 10 favourite game list would be. Be sure to check out my Retro Booth gaming section, and also I've put some gameplay up of Sombra for Overwatch, who's the upcoming character, so be sure to check that out. Once again, thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.